Alright, so I got my Ariens SS522E disassembled here. Needed to do some maintenance on it before winter. Basically what happens with these single stage snowblowers that have the rubber paddles, number one, you have a scraper blade here. They call it a scraper blade because it scrapes against the ground. That gets worn down. Eventually it won't be scraping right against the cement and scooping the snow into the auger. The augers themselves get worn down because they're made of rubber. So here you can see there's actually a T marking whenever the rubber of the auger gets down to that T, it's time to replace. I'll show you the difference between this one and the new one in a second. Half-inch. In my case, I also have to replace a bearing. So we've got this axle that the auger spins on, and it's got a bearing on either side. The bearing on this side just got destroyed, so we'll be replacing that. Also, I don't know what this piece is called, but it's like the little metal bracket that goes on the side of the drivetrain, and it scrapes against the cement and gets worn down to the point where snow gets into the drivetrain, and that results in all sorts of pieces deteriorating. So we'll replace this piece, whatever it's called. Speaking of pieces deteriorating, we've got our belt here. Now this belt, I don't know how well you can see that there, but it's really cracked. I don't know, I think I replaced this 2 years ago, but Wisconsin winters, all the moisture and then the hot and then the cold, it just destroys these things. So we'll be replacing that belt. And here we now the first step is putting this axle back into place. And before we can put that axle back into place, we have to get the new bearing on the axle. So it doesn't just slide on, it's got to be a really snug fit, so you can't just slide the thing on. You have to find something to drive that bearing on with. And unfortunately, it's not super easy. You don't want to put pressure on the outside of the bearing. It's not meant to take pressure. You want to put the pressure on the inside race of the bearing. So I'm going to look around for something to pound this in with. Watch the separate video that tells you how to and how not to replace this bearing, because I made about 6 tries before I was able to do it successfully. But now we're going to get back to reinstalling the shaft and doing the rest of the repairs. Okay, flywheel, there's like a fat rounded side and then a flat short side. The flat short side is going to be facing out. So big side in, and we're going to line that up with the shear pin slot. And take this pin here, kind of get her going in there, and then once she's settled,